OneNote is a note-taking, managing, and sharing tool. Much easier to go to a meeting and take a few notes on your laptop or on your cell phone than it is to jot notes down in a paper book and hope you can find them in the future. You can add drawings, you can take photographs of, say, somebody's whiteboard that they were working on in the meeting, and these notes will automatically get organized and synced to the TGS cloud, so it will seamlessly show up on your office PC, the web, and any other personal device that you install and configure OneNote on. OneNote's now free on all devices, so hit your favorite store and download it. We're going to start with a very quick overview of OneNote on the PC, and then we're going to show you OneNote Mobile. So I'm going to click Start, and most people won't have a OneNote shortcut already, so I'll just show you it's cleverly under the O's for OneNote. Now there's OneNote and OneNote 2016. OneNote 2016 is what you're looking for. I'll show you both, but OneNote 2016 is the full app. You'll see it'll go through and do a connection. Okay, that created the default notebook, and that's fine to work from, but I'm going to create a new one just so you can see how to do that. So under TGS Houston here, I'm going to click Add a Notebook, and I'm going to always choose OneDrive TGS Houston. That's our TGS cloud. And basically, what do you want to call it at this point? So I'm going to call this in Test 1. Actually, I'll call it Test A because I think I already have a Test 1. Well, we want to invite people to this to share this. I'm going to say no, not now. We'll do it after. So I'll show you the lay of the land. The menus at the top, if you double click on any of them on the tabs, the ribbons will show up and stay up. To keep it clean, Microsoft turns it off by default. Just again, you can turn them back off by double clicking and getting rid of them. But basically, there are three key elements that you need to be aware of here. And other than that, most of this is really common sense. The first thing is the notebook. We just created a new notebook. Notebook are for major categories, like personal versus work, ops versus sales, things like that. Now, the biggest thing to keep in mind here is that if you want to share out some content here, the notebook is the level at which things get shared. So you may want to make your notebooks not quite as broad as Microsoft says they should be. But anyway, I've just got a generic one here. And next are these sections at the top. And I can create as many as I want. I can call this, it doesn't make a difference what I call them, but the idea here is that these sections are like chapters in a book. So if this was school, I might have different classes in here. For here, I'm going to put in sales. For here, I'm going to rename this to ops. Let's leave it at that. That's enough for now. But I could add as many as I want. This can go on ad infinitum. So next thing are pages. Pages are on the right-hand side here. And again, they're the pages in the chapters, so not very complex. Whatever you type in at the top here will become the page title, so you'll see this over here. I'll put in, this is going to be Intro 1, and that is page 1. I can create a new page just by right-clicking and doing a new page, or by clicking the Add Page icon up here. And I'll show you a couple of quick things here. So I'm going to go with page 2, clever name. Now I'm just going to add a bunch of new pages here to make this demonstratable quickly. I'm going to go into here and I can make a sub page just by moving them over. And I can do a bunch of these at the same time. I can hold the Control key, right click, make a sub page. And the advantage of the sub pages is that I can then accordion these, which is quite handy, potentially quite handy. Now let's go into actually doing something useful, editing a page. If you want to think of OneNote as Word, it's not the worst place to be, but it's not the best analogy either. With Word, you have to start in the top left-hand corner and work down, and the pages are of a defined size. With OneNote, I've never hit at the bottom of the page. You can just keep going and adding more stuff. And as you can see, you don't need to start at the left. You can just start typing anywhere you want. Then you can drag these things around. If you don't like them, ready, you want to reorganize them. And again, when I get to the bottom here, you'll see it just keeps going. It does not appear to be there's certainly no limit I've ever hit. So as you've seen, I can type anything I want in here. I can also draw. So I can draw a lovely little graph here, lovely little bar here, or circle, and fill that in, and then I'd be able to write text on it if I want. For the sake of time here, I'm not going to bother. You get the idea. If I had a tablet, I'd be able to write on the screen, and it would take the handwriting no problem. If this was on the mobile version, well, if it's on any device that has a camera, you'd be able to snap a picture in, which is really handy if you're in a meeting and there's somebody that's written out a whiteboard that's got a whole bunch of instructions or a set of things that you need to take note of. Why rewrite them? Just take a photograph of it. Then you've got exactly whatever they had. Pop it in here, and then it's in your notes and structured and organized for the future. If it isn't obvious, I'll actually say it. You can take content from other sources like PDFs and Word documents, Excel. Just paste them right in here. The content will just go in. So if you have an Excel table, the Excel table will just paste in. It's typical Microsoft stuff. Okay, next thing is saving and sharing. So you'll notice that there is no save option. So let me just expand these menus again. There's no save. It's always saved. It's ready to go. Next with that is how to share these. So let's go. I could go to File and send as a PDF. And what that will do is send just this page that I'm working on as a PDF. But it won't actually share the entire workbook. And sharing lets people see the workbook as it changes over time. If you send, it's really just going to export a PDF, and off you go. So let's go to. I'll show you sharing. So I'll go to share. I'm going to share with people. I'm going to add in Anne Mooney at tgs.com, and I'm going to click the little look up here at the end, and boom, there she is. I can put hello Anne. Anne will then receive an email, and this will automatically show up in her OneNote as a workbook that she can, in this case, edit. We could set it so she can only view it, but it's quite handy to let her edit it, then both of you can be working on it. Okay, so let's move on to the much more fun and useful mobile version. So the mobile version is again free, so go to your store and download it. This is on Android. I've downloaded it, I've clicked open, and this is what it takes you to. I'm going to actually do this on the phone itself. I'm going to click sign in now, and don't click create an account, click sign in. And let's go. I'm going to type in my email address. There it is. And it's going to redirect me off to the TGS single sign-on page. Now, there's a very important little quirk here. When I go into this field and I start typing my address, I'm going to select my name, my email address that I've already typed in the past. But you'll notice at the end there is a space. Now you think the system would be smart enough to parse out that space and get rid of it, delete it, but it doesn't. So you have to click backspace on it. So just take note of that. Okay. I'm just going to type in my password and I'll be right back. There, I've typed in my password, click sign in. It takes a minute to pull everything down. Well, that went quicker than I've seen before. That was literally 30 seconds, 20 seconds, and this is ready to go. But what I want to do now is I want to take a look at my notebooks. Okay, so it's taken us into recent notes. I want to click the back in the top left, and you'll see Ian at TGS at Houston. And what I'm going to do here is click more notebooks. This will show you all the notebooks that I have on the TGS cloud. And you can see here's my Ian Test A that I created. And there it is. Now I can click on it. And it's going to take a second to actually pull it down because it's the very first time doing this. There's my ops and sales. You can see that these are tabbed in a bit. I'm going to select intro 1 because I know I did some stuff in there. Now let's just for fun take a photograph. Insert picture. Insert audio is quite handy. I have used it a few times. If you're in a conference and there's some bit you just know you're going to need in the future, record the audio. It works quite well. So let's go into here. This is just some garbage that I happen to have handy. There we go. Inserting picture. And something I want to show you is this will show up here shortly. Photos take a bit. Let me go back out, and I'll show you text shows up a little faster, actually a lot faster. So let's go into here and just type in some stuff. I can add a nice little checkbox. I'll put, I don't know, paper, and then I need pens, and then I need cables. That's enough, cables. And I've already got pens, so I'm going to put a check mark in there. There we go. And let's flip back to the PC and see what it's got. Nothing yet, but it will show up. Boom, there it is. My little checklist I just put in, some extra text, the photograph. Okay, so now we'll show you how to move content around. It's pretty standard. These are just text boxes, you can move them around. But there are some interesting little tools. So if I go to draw and I go to lasso select, I can select all kinds of stuff. You'll see these little dots. There we go. Now I can just drag this whole section somewhere else. Sorry, I've got to click the arrow at the top here. So there we go. Now I can just grab this thing and move it anywhere I want. So if I wanted that over there, I can do that. I can rotate it. There are two very short other items to show you. The first is you don't even need to have OneNote installed on your phone or your PC to get to it. So if you just want to launch a browser and type in OneNote, sorry, first time on this particular machine. Let's just get through this, OneNote.com. I can click sign in, and if I'm at work, I can simply click, actually regardless it'll ask me whether I want to sign in or not, but if I'm at work it will sign me in automatically. If I'm at home, I'll have to enter the TGS email address and my typical corporate password. And I'll just show you what this looks like online. It's pretty good. Not as good as the desktop app, but pretty good. And that, again, I can get to that from anywhere. So I did mention that there is an app that is less than the full app. The full app is OneNote 2016. The free app that comes built into Windows 10 is just cleverly called OneNote. I'm going to click on that, and this gives you a couple other little tips to get through, start using. And I can, from home, set this up quite easily to connect to my TGS, using my TGS email address. I can connect it quite quickly. And you can see here it's pulling things through. Okay, and as you can see here, it's brought up the default welcome messages. I can click in the top left-hand corner, and you'll see it's already connected because, again, I'm in the office. It's connected to the TGS cloud. I'll click More Notebooks, and you can see that's what I'm working on right now. I'll click Open Notebook, and all of the stuff will just magically fill in. It'll pull it down from the cloud, and we'll be on our way. There it is. All right, if you have any questions or concerns, please contact the help desk at helpdesk@tgs.com. Thank you. Bye-bye.